What's going on, everybody? Crypto Headquarters here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the cryptocurrency known as Enigma. So recently on Enigma's Twitter account, they've been tweeting some interesting news about blockchain, Facebook, and where they're moving forward with their roadmap, as well as I'm going to give a brief rundown on what Enigma is and why I truly believe in this project. So with that said, I'm going to jump into the disclaimer that says none of the information in today's video is investment or financial advice. This is just simply my personal opinion. Please do your own research before investing. Invest at your own risk. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Consult a financial advisor if necessary. For transparency purposes, as I'm making the video today, I'm not invested in and do not hold Enigma in my portfolio at the time of making this video. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. I want to begin today's video by talking about the price of Enigma and where it has been recently. So sitting at $1.91, just under $2, Enigma holds a modest and established market cap of just over $142 million and a rank of 83rd in terms of overall market cap and market evaluation on coinmarketcap.com. It's interesting to note that just a few days ago, you could have bought Enigma for $1.03, nearly half of its market cap at that point in time, and that was as recently as March 18th at $77 million. So nearly half the evaluation that we're seeing today, and we've climbed up out of that hole to the marks that we're seeing today of just under $2. So it's going to be interesting moving forward to see how the Enigma cryptocurrency reacts and continues to react to the news in the cryptocurrency space, and how Bitcoin moving forward here is going to have an impact on the price of Enigma, as well as the whole altcoin market more specifically. If we move over to the website of Enigma, I want to talk about what Enigma is very quickly. So Enigma is scalable privacy for every blockchain. If we scroll down, blockchains need help, and Enigma wants to help blockchains in two ways. So blockchains are being held back by fundamental limitations, and these limitations we're talking about are privacy and scalability. As it stands, data on the blockchain is accessible by anyone. It's public, so storing sensitive and private data is impossible as it currently stands right now. This restricts the number of industries and number of applications for blockchain. So they want to solve the privacy aspect that is hindering blockchain right now, as well as they want to become extremely scalable. So computing on the blockchain is too slow and expensive. Storing and computing over very large amounts of data on the blockchain is not feasible. So moving forward, Enigma wants to create a scalable protocol, a scalable platform that is not hindered by the use of mass adoption moving forward, as well as they want to get past the hurdles that is computing on the blockchain being very slow and very expensive. I quickly want to touch on secret contracts because this is something that you're going to hear when you talk about Enigma, as well as it's something unique to Enigma. So if you didn't know, Enigma's team is full of MIT graduates and people associated with the MIT University, as well as the Enigma protocol is using their own secret contracts. Well, what is a secret contract? Well, nodes in the Enigma network do not see the data they compute over, yet they can publicly prove that they have run a computation correctly. This opens the door for a new type of smart contract, secret contracts, where the underlying data processed in the contract remains encrypted at all times. So basically what this means is that nodes in the Enigma network never see the data they compute over. It's private and encrypted at all times, but then that begs the question, how can you prove that they ran the computation correctly if they never saw the data? Well, Enigma has a way to publicly prove that they did run the computation correctly while also never looking at the data, keeping it encrypted at all times. And this is known as a secret contract, and is how Enigma plans to keep data private over blockchain. Some of the industries that Enigma can impact and can change the world include personal data, healthcare, IoT or the Internet of Things, and credit. So obviously these are all industries that benefit from privacy and need privacy to move forward with blockchain and decentralized applications. So as you guys can see here, there's a lot of opportunity for Enigma. They're doing a lot of good things in terms of privacy and scalability, and as cryptocurrency that I believe at this point in time is very undervalued at just under $2. So this is not investment or financial advice. It's certainly a cryptocurrency that has sparked my interest over the past few months. Next, I want to begin talking about the bulk of today's video, which is going to be two articles that were recently linked on the Enigma Twitter account. So I definitely recommend giving the Enigma project or the Enigma MPC a follow on Twitter. It's a great Twitter account. They always have interesting news, updates, and even analysis sometimes about their cryptocurrency project. But the first article I'm going to be talking about is why blockchain alone can't fix Facebook. An interesting read that I recommend that all of you guys check out, and Enigma's ambition, our latest roadmap, Enigma, where they're going to be moving forward with. Both of these articles will be linked down in the description down below, so make sure to check them out if you're interested. I'm going to be going over to the article about Facebook and why Facebook and blockchain alone can't fix the Facebook social media. So as we talk about, Facebook is currently broken. This article is very long in nature. Before I jump into it, I'm going to be summarizing it for the most part. There's a ton of information in here. So again, guys, if you're interested, make sure to check this out. But as it currently stands, Facebook and user data has been exploited and threatened long before the Cambridge Analytica news broke. We've known that Facebook siphoned our private data, transferring value from individuals to institutions. We've known they misrepresented their own data to marketers. We've known they've broken any number of laws. However, we haven't known what to do about it. Calls to quit Facebook have not impacted the user growth. With every failure we claim, this time is different, and yet it isn't. Facebook is addictive and the social pressure is strong. So they outline all of the disadvantages of using Facebook and how user data has been exploited and threatened long before the recent news from Cambridge Analytica, and how users' information was used to potentially influence the 2016 presidential election, which has led to a movement of users deleting their Facebook's accounts in mass. However, at the end of the day, this stuff and movements like these don't last long. They get a little bit of traction at first because it's the first initial reaction from users. However, Facebook is addictive, and moving forward, at the end of the day, people are still going to access the social media even though they're being exploited, or at least their data is being exploited. So I'm going to be scrolling down pretty far through the article. They talk about the dangers of decentralizations and why we need Enigma. However, what I really do want to cover is why blockchain is a great use for this and how Enigma plans to answer the problems that plague Facebook right now. So this is because while blockchain is great for correctness and transparency, it fails in privacy. And we saw this on the Enigma website. With information being public and being accessible to anybody, privacy is really a thing that is not available on the blockchain. So today, as blockchain is applied to the financial system, we see all transactions that have ever taken place. In the future, where we have decentralized social networks, we can see all the likes, posts, and connections. In other words, blockchains alone cannot give people the control over their own data. So we need a way to give individuals control over their own data within a decentralized system. The answer isn't blockchain, guys. It is a complete privacy protocol that includes blockchain. This privacy protocol is known as Enigma. Using advanced methods of cryptography, we can empower our society with data, yet give us the control over where and how our data is used. This area of computer science is called secure computation. So really what I've covered so far, guys, is that blockchain right now, with the financial system, we can see all the transactions. It's public. We can see every transaction that's ever taken place. In the future, in terms of social networks, we are going to be able to see all the likes, posts, and connections. Basically, blockchains can't give people control over their own data. However, privacy protocol that includes a blockchain can give users control over this data and information, and this is where Enigma comes into play. So in more understandable terms, secure computation deals with the following questions. How can we process the information we can't see while still obtaining insights that advance our society? How can we analyze data without exposing the data itself? Well, this sounds like a magical black box approach. It actually works. With privacy protocols, we enable true decentralization, free from the risks of centralized systems, and more powerful than what blockchain alone enables. Basically, what we have here, guys, is they talk about the questions surrounding secure computation, what they're trying to answer with the Enigma protocol, and how they're going to move forward with this. So Facebook, what's the solution from the Enigma team? In the future, we can imagine a decentralized social network where nodes can sign smart contracts to indicate friendships. Pictures can be stored in IPFS and selectively shared. Podcasts from .podcast can be shared throughout this network. The underlying database that tracks your activity can be stored in a node you run or distribute through the nodes of your privacy protocol. If an open bazaar merchant wants to target you for advertising, you, the user, give consent that your data can be used by smart contracts that are developed for targeting. You can even get back the value of your own data. When all of this happens, an individual can truly control her own data. So what they have here is they're talking about nodes and the decentralized network that's going to be what Enigma is going to make in the future here. So they say that instead of you just signing a friendship with somebody else, a smart contract is going to indicate that friendship. If advertisers want to come out to you and they want to get your information for advertising, you give consent that your data can be used by smart contracts instead of being blatantly stolen and taken from you by networks like Facebook as it currently stands. This is not only going to give you the value of your own data and allow you to choose who gets it and who has this information, but an individual can truly control their own data as well as get your own value back from it. So they're putting the power back into the individual's hands. So keep in mind that this is a couple of years away from having a functioning decentralized social network. However, it is in the works. It's also important to note that we are making significant simplifications above, and I've only covered a very short amount of this article. However, this vision is really possible. This is what we at Enigma think about when we envision a truly decentralized future. We imagine real solutions to the data crisis. We imagine going beyond blockchain using secure computation and other techniques to build better systems. They're building a privacy protocol, a complete answer that's more than a blockchain. With Enigma, they want to build a better Facebook, a better financial system, a better identity solution, a better healthcare industry. We want to create and implement the best technologies to create a better, more secure, more sustainable world before the next data crisis comes. So that's what Enigma is trying to do. That's their solution to all the news surrounding Facebook as of recently, and it couldn't have come at a better time, especially when in the future here, this is not going to be the last data crisis we see. This is not going to be the last situation where we have a company, an organization, somebody leaked data that could have been prevented with the Enigma protocol or some other blockchain technology. The last thing that I'm going to be talking about in today's video is Enigma's ambitions, their latest roadmap, and what they've updated. I'm going to run through that with you guys. So the Enigma project, this is their Medium page, this is their blog. I'm going to link this down in the description down below if you guys are interested. So this is a 5-minute read if you guys want to run through it. However, I'm just going to be summing up the main points. So they anticipate the imminent release of their data marketplace, but they want to share more about where the Enigma project is headed. So outside of the development, their top priority is communicating their vision, which is to create truly decentralized solutions for real problems, just like we saw with Facebook, the data breach, and how Enigma plans to solve that with a decentralized social network in the years to come. So those are the real world solutions and real problems that they're solving. So that's what they mean when they reference that. So while their intention was made clear, their ambition was not. The Enigma team has acknowledged that privacy is a critical issue for decentralized technologies, though they feel like they haven't made the magnitudes of this importance clear. Here's one of the most important things that I want to outline for you guys in this video, because this is why I truly believe in Enigma and think this project is so undervalued at this current point in time. So blockchains without privacy are useless. Smart contracts without privacy are useless. If these technologies cannot work without privacy, then new privacy technologies are truly useful innovations. So this is pretty self-explanatory in a lot of ways, guys. So blockchains without privacies are useless. There is so much data on the blockchain that is completely exposed, and if the data is then encrypted on chain, it can't be used for computation. So there's really no middle ground here to not only keep information private but also use it for computation, and that's where Enigma comes into play. So without privacy, smart contracts cannot use sensitive data. So this includes information from the healthcare industry. This includes information from personal data and information. This includes data such from the credit data that we saw on Enigma's website. This includes sensitive information that shouldn't be accessible to the public but can't be currently used on blockchain due to the nature that it is so very public and accessible to everybody. So the applications for public smart contracts are minimal. They are unusable in healthcare, identity, finance, lending, and many more critical industries, as I have outlined. Without privacy, decentralized technologies are just novelties. And this is why I truly believe in Enigma, because right now, blockchain technology is great. Blockchain technology is going to solve so many issues in the financial industry and so many other sectors of the world. However, there is a huge gap in privacy, and Enigma is really one of the leading cryptocurrencies, in my personal opinion, one of the leading projects to really tackle an issue as big as privacy and scalability is head on, and I really believe they can be successful with this. So by attacking privacy head on, Enigma is creating a better solution, enabling the first truly decentralized and truly useful dApps or decentralized applications. So let's take a look at the Enigma roadmap. We have gone all the way from Q1 of 2015, so Enigma definitely is not a super new cryptocurrency. It's been around the block for a few years, all the way to Q1 of 2018, where they had their data marketplace released, and now we are on the discovery section of the roadmap. So we get the Enigma protocol MVP, secret contracts 1.0, dApp, data privacy, and Ethereum integration. As well, in Q2, we get the testnet, and in Q3, we finally get the main net. So if I scroll down here, there is more to the roadmap, which I'm going to cover, but I do want to cover what is imminent in the future here. So Discovery is the first release to introduce the concept of secret contracts, the ability to have the entire state of computation encrypted throughout, thus hiding it from the from the public. So secret contracts are one of the biggest things that distinguishes Enigma from other privacy projects. It's unique to the Enigma cryptocurrency and the Enigma project, and it's finally coming to fruition here. So by allowing data to be private, but also allow it to be available for computation, allows dApp developers to include sensitive data in their smart contracts, thus opening up the floodgates basically to all of the industries listed above, all of the areas such as healthcare, finance, credit, all of these areas with sensitive data and information to come into blockchain. So Discovery is the first to enable end-to-end decentralized applications. So there is some other stuff that's going on here that is definitely interesting, but I also want to cover, so in quarter 2 we have the testnet, in quarter 3 we have the mainnet. That's pretty self-explanatory right there. That's just basically them releasing their network and testing it in quarter 2, and then finally releasing for the what is hopefully going to be the bulk of it in the mainnet. Additionally, we have Voyager, so that's coming in 2019. That's coming next year, where we get Secret Contracts 2.0, an improvement on Secret Contracts 1.0, DApp independence, and DApp scalability, as well as we're going to get another testnet and another mainnet for Voyager. And then we go to Valiant 2019, where we're going to get global scalability, open network, a testnet and a mainnet, as well as Defiant, chain independence, and true decentralization. So I'm going to quickly run through these as well. After Discovery in 2018, we're going to get Voyager, which is the second release, focusing on even stronger privacy for decentralized applications. They're going to be utilizing VM that would allow to run general purpose secure multi-party computations, or MPC, allowing developers to choose between different execution engines for their secret contracts. So you guys probably didn't understand that. That's okay, guys. They're going to be doing some cool stuff. In addition, this release would mark the first major step towards chain independence. Enigma will launch its own chain. This is important, guys, with simplified consensus model limited features, moving all dApps to its own network instead of relying on Ethereum. This would increase scalability by orders of magnitude, because as we know, Ethereum is not very scalable at this current point in time, as well as the chain will still use Ethereum as a parent chain for additional security until the later Defiant release, and that's coming in 2020. So Valiant in 2019 is when their main scalability and decentralization efforts take place. Usually greater decentralizations comes at a performance cost. In this major network update, the goal is to have fully open and secure consensus in the Enigma chain, while not diminishing and actually increasing performance through the use of more elaborate sharding. So what they're saying here is when you have scalability and decentralization, it's going to come at a cost. You can't have both. However, in this update, the goal is not only to have fully open and secure consensus in the Enigma chain, but they're not going to diminish performance. They're going to increase it through the use of elaborate sharding, a scaling technique that you guys can look up, do some more information if you're interested on what sharding actually is. But that is something that is going to be pretty big, in my opinion, for Enigma, especially with scalability becoming such an issue that it is today. Lastly, we have Defiant 2020. Defiant brings complete chain independence. The Enigma protocol will operate in its inner Enigma chain, completely independent of other networks. This may also mean that the Enigma token will move from Ethereum to a native coin in Enigma. So it won't be an ERC20 token anymore, guys. This would complete the process of Enigma becoming completely non-reliant on any other solutions and making Enigma a completely independent cryptocurrency. So they're also going to be releasing updates to cryptographic protocols, as well as the Defiant release is not the end of their journey. This is just a critical step towards their mission of growing and improving Enigma, scaling our developer community, achieving global adoption, and solving some of the world's biggest challenges to privacy and true decentralization. So the roadmap doesn't end in 2020. They're building the foundation for decades of progress. Another reason why Enigma is one of the best projects, in my opinion, to take a look at within cryptocurrency, though this is not investment or financial advice. Enigma is set for the long term here, guys. I truly believe Enigma will be one of the cryptocurrencies that in a few years we're going to look back on and we're going to say $142 million market cap. Wow, Enigma's come a long way for that, and I truly believe this could be a $1 billion market cap cryptocurrency very soon, guys, especially with the way they're conducting themselves, especially with the way they're hitting their roadmaps and completing the things that they say on time. And the vision for this company is absolutely, and this cryptocurrency is outstanding in my personal opinion. That's going to do it for the video today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Hopefully you guys found some information that was useful or informative in today's video. We touched on the Facebook data breach, how Enigma plans to solve that with their decentralized social network here coming in the next few years, and how they want to put power back into the user's hands. Additionally, we talked about Enigma's ambition and their roadmap and what they have on their radar here in terms of moving away from the Ethereum blockchain and the Ethereum network, becoming their own coin in early 2020. And additional to that, releasing secret contracts and opening the doors for other industries to come into cryptocurrency and store that sensitive data in a way that the public cannot view it. So some interesting things for Enigma coming up here in the pipeline. One of my favorite cryptocurrencies, despite the fact that I haven't made myself buy a position within Enigma, but I believe this is coming, guys. I just don't have the fiat to put into cryptocurrency right now. I wish I did, but Enigma would be one of the first projects that I would look at if I were to come across that here in the future. So this is not investment or financial advice, and the information in today's video, again, is not investment or financial advice, just my personal opinion. Please do your own research, guys. Invest at your own risk. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Consult a financial advisor if necessary, and don't Don't invest more than you can lose. I'm sorry, guys. I messed up the disclaimer for transparency purposes. I'm not invested in Enigma. I don't hold it in my portfolio. And again, guys, thank you for the support. We just crossed over 1,500 subscribers today. That's amazing. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to like and subscribe, and have a great day.